Okay, we got the stairs done. Pittsburgh Supercross. Shout out Chance Hymas. Next, we're moving on to the handrail. This is kind of where I start making up my own system. The stairs were fairly easy because these risers come pre-cut and the boards are just straight cut, straight across. So that was pretty easy. Now comes the hard part. Those handrails need to be about 34 to 38 inches tall. So I went from 34 from the step up, and I'm using these brackets to hold it to the side of the stairs. The side brackets needed a little thicker screw, just hold that, and then I got a washer, and then I'm gonna just put some wood screws to hold it all together as well. I didn't have a socket to fit my drill, and a hand socket just wasn't gonna do it to get this into the wood. This is quite possibly the coolest tool I've ever received for Christmas. It is a tool that fits any size bolt, and it just has these different sizes. It is so cool, and it's gonna fit perfectly in my drill and work. Before we tie it in too far, we check level on all sides. Saw that this side was really ugly after I put it in, so I took it out, and I'm gonna rotate it so it's against the house. That way I have a nice pretty edge showing to where people can see. Problem is I had a hole from the screw, so what I do is just fill that in with toothpicks, and I'll just cut that off, and now there will be filler in there for my screw to grab onto, and it'll be nice and tight. Since both of these pieces are cut to the same length, their scrap was about 35 inches, so even though that one was 34, this one's 35, it works out perfectly for the bottom piece. Now, I didn't get as fancy with my strapping on this one because I'm basing that the wood connecting the two is going to hold it down real tight, but what I'll also do is shoot one of these longer screws through here to also connect to that piece. Another night in the books. We got the stairs all done. Come here, Florida. Come here. He still refuses to use them. Good boy. Good boy. Go on. Go inside. Go inside. Okay, he used them. And then we got the concrete done tonight. Thank you, Cameron, for coming out and helping me pour this. Left our little mark in history with Florida, my wife and me. I'm really happy how this turned out. I could have spent a little more time on the edges, especially that edge, but yeah, looks really good. Making it pretty far, but left with another mess. Sometimes you're working with limited time constraints, so I'm using my lunch break to finish this last side of the porch. So I have these about 6 inches apart, spaced out. Now I'm just going to check level before I drill them into the bottom railing. These just came pre-cut right next to the pre-cut steps I had as well. All I have to do is just trim the bottoms. This is a good example for you to see. So if your nail is not sinking in and you have this gap between your two pieces, just back the screw out a little bit and then go right back in. Then that gap should be gone. If you try just sinking it in while there's that gap back there without bringing it back out, you're going to sink the screw in too far to this piece of wood and not go penetrate into the next one as far. Finish the deck, just need to stain it. So I already had this, but I want one of these on this side so we can string lights from there to the new porch light I'm putting in. This thing was $6 in the clearance section in Home Depot, so always be on the lookout for clearance items. This is going to save me from having to pour concrete to put this post in the ground. This is the pad after it dries and after we remove the form boards. Got a pretty good solid edge. With limited daylight, we are going to be switching out this motion censored light for this one up here. Okay, you're gonna find the breaker that matches that one. As we look, the light was on and now it's off, so we can work on it now. So it looks like a pretty easy removal with just a Phillips screw. One screw, now we got it removed. We're just gonna test if it is hot, and it does not beep, so I do not think it's hot. Yep, we're good. Cut your wires from the old light. I don't have enough hands to hold it, cut it, and film, so I'm just going to cut the white one. So these new lights, they come with fancy wire connectors. All you have to do is push to connect. So this is the light side, and then this side plugs into the light. The reason they separate them is so I can go up that ladder, connect this to the wires, then bring that light up and connect it easily. So you can easily disconnect and connect. Super easy. You have your hot, ground, and neutral. Just put in the colors exactly how they look: black to black, green to green, white to white. If you have a black, white, and a copper, just put that copper in the green. So like I said, I don't have a green, but this copper ground is going to go in my green. The white will go to white, and black will go to black. Okay, we got it all connected, so I'm just going to push these wires back in and then connect my light. When I hooked the wires in, I heard a nice click when I inserted them, so it has a nice tooth to grab that wire. Super nifty connectors they give you. Okay, we got our light installed. That center screw, there is a moisture barrier they give you to put in between the light and your wall. It's a good idea to put that in there. All right, so now our breaker is back on, and let's see if it works. Perfect. Awesome. And it should be motion censored.